Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're new, I'm Amanda. Welcome to the channel where we are all about shattering the mental health stigma. Today's song has actually been requested by one of my Patreons and one of my supporters here in the YouTube comments. Separately, they're both separate people, so that's kind of cool. I'm guessing that this is going to be a really awesome song if more than one person has suggested it to me. It seems abstract. I've never heard of the band. I know nothing about, I assume it's a band and not a person. I think it's a band, but I legitimately know nothing about the song or this music or what genre to expect, so this is a little exciting to me. But before we get started, make sure you make sweet, sweet love to that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers for Mental Health Awareness Month in May. And also, I will make sure to link my Patreon in the description below. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure to do so. You can see what I'm up to with my mental health outreach, submit questions for my celebrity guests when I do interviews, request song reactions, chat with me on monthly video calls, ask me personalized questions, and get personalized monthly pictures every single month. So make sure to check that out. Like I said, I will link that in the description below, but I am really excited to jump into this today because I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what we're doing here, so I've really been enjoying hearing all these different songs and bands and people that I never would have thought to listen to or look up on my own. So I hope that this is exciting as I am building it up to be. Let's get to it. This is longer than most songs, so I'm kind of excited for that too. Oh, this sounds so relaxing and pretty right now. Is this opera? I don't think I've heard opera since 2016 when I was in Venice, other than just random things here and there. I hope I can understand. I sometimes struggle to understand some opera songs, especially when they're in Italian when we're in Venice. You guys better not have sent me an Italian song. Is that a pendulum? You tricked me! You guys tricked me. I'm onto you. Go here. I can't even process how people play an instrument that fast in my head. That's crazy. Oh, the pendulum's getting a little anxiety. That's so sad. The Christ, I hate what I've become. I've been there where you really just hate where things have led you, but I took the widowed writer. I think that people often think widowed as someone who's lost a spouse, but for me, you can be widowed by losing anything. It's just, in my head, it's a loss, so I'm not sure if this song is talking about a spouse or if it's talking about losing something, but torn apart by the chains of hell. I am kind of in the belief that we create our own hell, and this has been really in the forefront of my mind because I went back and watched a bunch of Lucifer because I'm waiting for the new season, and the fact that you can open the door and leave at any time is a crazy powerful symbology in that show. And I think here, torn apart by the chains of hell. Is this their own hell? Is this the hell of missing someone? Um, but say one last perfect verse of the same old song. Something to that effect. I'm sorry if I didn't quote exactly, but I've had that where you have that perfect moment with somebody, and you think that things are going to change, and then you realize that it's just the same perpetuating cycle, and that's not going to change. That's a pretty heavy part of my history and of my experience. So I could definitely relate to that. It's the same song. It's always the same song. And as much as you love the melody, sometimes as beautiful as the song is, you can't just keep replaying it if it isn't going to make you happy. Get me away from here this way. I cannot cry because the shoulder cries more. I feel like that's when you're in a situation with somebody and both of you are hurting and you feel like you have to stay strong for them because they're crying, so you can't show your feelings because you don't want them to feel like they can't be authentic, like they can't fall apart. You want to be the strong one. My mom was like that a lot, and I tend to be like that when I'm in situations where I'm hurting, but I'm going to push that aside to be there for someone else. Wow. But a whore for the cold world. I'm taking it as in a whore, meaning you want that punishment. You are subjecting yourself to that punishment of the cold world, be it the coldness of someone else, their response, the cold as in just the bleak harshness. Either way, that you're subjecting yourself, that you just keep going back to it, that you keep finding some kind of sick pleasure in going back to it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish I had hair that I could do that with. Gorgeous. Like that person you relied on, that shoulder that you relied on. Ooh, I think this just got dark. I find myself kind of going with the ebb and flow there. Oh my god. I'm getting goosebumps. I don't think you guys can see it, but I'm getting goosebumps. So when it's saying swaying blade, I presume this is a reference to The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe, which I loved. Edgar Allan Poe growing up, that right there should tell you where the psychology started in my head. I always kind of had a love for the dark things, be it shows or writings or whatever. But The Pit and the Pendulum, if I recall, was the psychological torments of a victim in the Spanish Inquisition, I believe it was. But I remember that he escaped so much and continuously kept escaping all of these traps that were set for him in this dark room. And then when he gets to the point of being strapped to the table, he has to accept his own death. He has to accept that all of this hope, I mean, he was going between the pain and the fear and then the hope of being able to get out. When he was strapped to the table, he finally accepted that he wasn't able to escape, that the death was inevitable. And the swaying blade, my lullaby, I would just imagine that he's accepted it, he or she, in this case she, has accepted it, and they're just allowing it to carry them away, allowing it to put them to sleep. Because when you're in that point, the only thing you really have to escape to is the dream world. That's really all you have. Is, I remember when I was sexually assaulted, that's all I had was to escape into my mind. And if that's all you have as a lullaby to sing you away, to say goodbye to that, I take child as kind of a past, to saying goodbye to that past, then you do what you can do. We had hoped in the past. This is talent that I just...
Being raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns, long enough to find yourself screaming every night, long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes, counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh. This is just so powerful on every level. Oh my goodness. I'm not disappointed. I'm almost kidding right now, I love it.
Second rubber to the right of Christ, cutting her infanticide. The world will rejoice today, past the clouds, it's on the run power.
So is he liking himself to the second robber? The second robber I take as the second robber in the crucifixion story of Christ, because the first robber continuously mocked Christ to the end, and the second robber ended up accepting that Christ was innocent and expressing that he felt he was innocent and saying, "Lord, remember me." And I feel that in a way is asking, for that last bit of redemption, that last bit of comfort. But I assume that he is is likening himself, is comparing himself to that second robber in the crucifixion, because I believe that I just saw some kind of crucifixion imagery too, so that is what I would perceive that as. I love it. It's everything all at once. Just like me in my head. Dark Passion Play, that's the story of the crucifixion. So I think I was right, yeah. I love the beauty and the anger of this.
Today, in the year of our Lord 2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
So there's been a betrayal of some kind, obviously, and 1,000 pages or a pen and 1,000 pages of erased text. I think I got that right. So something has obviously happened where they feel like they've been betrayed, and now their past was a lie. And having just gone through a couple of situations where I thought I'd lost good friends, and I'm happy to announce, by the way, that I made up with both those friends, and we are now back to being best friends again. But it's really hard when suddenly you go, was everything a lie? Was everything we went through not real? Was everything you ever said to me not real? And it almost feels like you're changing your own story in a way. It just keeps changing. I love it. I love the ebb and flow of this. I feel like this song is just everything I need all the time. It can be angry or it can be comforting. Just pure talent. Jesus, the talent in this. And he's finding peace. It's like he's accepted it now. Or she. Reach out to her when she reaches out. I keep having trouble not just getting lost. Been looking at her tattoo. The beginning. I feel like I just need to take a minute to absorb all of that. Oh my. I love how it ended with the beginning. The last words were the beginning, and it just starts a whole new chapter. First and foremost, I did not have a favorite female artist prior to listening to this, and I think I found one. I think I'm going to have to do some research and listen to more of their songs, of their work. I would have never searched for this genre. I don't even know what this genre is, but I love it. And like I said, it's so amazing that it goes between being so aggressive and so calm and then so beautiful. And for those of you that saw my my last Sia reaction, that's kind of how I feel in my head, that I can go from, oh yay, very excited, and then very aggressive, and then where I'm trying to let my inner beauty shine out and my talents. That was just so incredibly intense, and I was not expecting that. I thought I was just going to sit down and react to your standard song, but that is not your standard song by any stretch of the imagination. This band is not your standard band, not something I would have expected, and I am so grateful. If nothing else comes from this channel other than the people that have been reaching out and sharing how they're finding community here, which is exactly what I wanted. I just wanted you guys to be able to have a place to know that other people are going through this, a place where you can talk, a place where you can share. And don't forget to share your mental health stories in the comments below, because that's how we shatter the stigma. I always want to invite you to do that. But if nothing else comes from this, just being introduced to all these beautiful, different things that I never would have known, I never would have heard this gorgeous song. And I think I'm just going to have to listen to it several more times to just let it set in. And when I first opened it, I went, oh my God, this song is like 13 minutes and something. That was the fastest 13 minutes of my life. I was just so completely lost. But yeah, it sounds like there's been some betrayal, and obviously that caused a lot of pain. And it almost sounds like this is the stages of grief, in a way that they're going through the grief, even the blame and the shame, seeing themselves as that second robber that ended up accepting in the end, that Christ was innocent, and trying to make amends with him in the Lord Remember Me. I think everybody can relate to this, maybe not in such a beautiful, poetic way, but I think everybody can relate to this, and we've all had to kind of rewrite our history, rewrite our past sometimes. We've all had someone that's let us down or betrayed us, that we've had to pick up the pieces. And sometimes you still love that person, like it was talking about in the end. You still love them, and you could still love yourself, but you always have to move forward, and you always have to make sure that the things in your life, be it people or a job or whatever, is really building you up to be your highest self. And you can let someone go in love. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do, is let someone go with love. And they might not respond lovingly at first, or maybe ever, but you can let someone go in love and still choose to see the loving parts of them. So I am so grateful that you guys introduced me to this band, to this music, and also gave me the opportunity to give my insights on this song. There's so many layers to it. I feel like I might have to do a second follow-up reaction after I've listened to it several more times and really let the lyrics set in, because I feel like for me, I'll usually listen to a song and kind of mull on the lyrics for a while when it's this deep and this powerful and this poetic. And then I'll listen to it several more times. And then sometimes I'll listen to it and read the lyrics along with it just to really let it sink in. And I think I'm really going to have to do that. So I think I'm going to connect with you guys a little bit more in the comments as I've listened to it more. So make sure to come back and check out the comments, whether you leave your mental health story or not, because I really want to engage more once I've listened to it again and again and again, which I will. So thank you for my new addiction. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys so much.